Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're delighted to welcome you all to our final event, Meet the Employer Advisors, as part of our Derry and Strabane Enterprise Week 2021. The team today will be talking to you today about the vast range of support available for upskilling and recruiting members of staff to help grow your business. Before we start, I'd like to advise that today's webinar will be recorded, including any questions and answers that are asked. We will have a question and answer session at the end, so we will answer all questions at that stage. And you're more than welcome to enter these questions via the chat box at any stage as we move through the presentations. And I will filter these towards the relevant speaker at the end of the session. Finally, I would like to say that I hope you find this program relevant and beneficial and wish you well on your way to achieving your business ambitions. I would now like to introduce Matthew Bunting from the Employer Vacancy Service team to begin this afternoon's session.
Thanks very much, Tara, and good afternoon, everyone. As Tara said, my name is Matthew Bunting, and I am part of the Employer Vacancy Service. This service manages both Employers Online and Job Centre Online. Employers Online is Northern Ireland's free, dedicated job advertising service managed by the Department for Communities. Thousands of employers across Northern Ireland use this service to promote current vacancies and recruit the right people for their business. Vacancies are advertised on jobcenteronline.com and promoted through our network of 35 jobs and benefits offices across Northern Ireland. Registering for an account on Employers Online couldn't be easier. Simply visit our website, employersonlineni.com, and click the register button. Once you have entered and submitted your details, you will receive an email issuing you with a user ID. Following this, one of our team will be in touch to complete the registration process. There are lots of benefits to using Employers Online. It is quick and easy to use. You can upload and manage your vacancies 24/7. We have a dedicated customer service team, and perhaps most importantly for the employer, it is a free service. Once your account is verified, you can create new vacancies or edit and copy older ones. You can specify exact job descriptions, terms and conditions of employment, along with wage details and other key job information. Once the details are processed, all vacancies are displayed on Job Centre Online for job seekers to view them. Employers are also able to receive CVs from applicants directly to their accounts. This end-to-end service has worked well for many employers as their vacancies and applications are managed in the same location. To give you an idea of some of our recent figures you'll see on the screen, Job Centre Online has advertised just under 23,500 vacancies over the last 12 months, containing 46,500 positions. These figures are down approximately 40% on the previous 12 months, based largely on the pandemic and localised restrictions. Recent months, however, have seen a year-on-year increase as restrictions begin to ease and businesses begin planning for reopening again. In recent months, new employer registrations have remained steady, with an average of 100 new employers registering each month. From the beginning of the pandemic, website hits have been consistently high, with 10.5 million hits in the last 12 months, an average of just under 900,000 per month. We also have a dedicated departmental social media pages where we can post about current recruitment opportunities. Interaction remains high, with thousands of people engaging across the variety of posts. Employers Online NI and Job Centre Online are both services which have been active for a number of years. As such, work is now underway on the creation of a new vacancy management system, and this aims to provide employers with more options when using our service. The Job Centre Online website will also be redeveloped and updated to provide both employers and job seekers with a more modern, user-friendly system. It is hoped that work will be completed on this within the next 12 to 18 months. As I previously said, Employers Online has a dedicated customer service telephone line and email address, which are permanently staffed during business hours. If you have any further questions or queries when you're posting vacancies, please do not hesitate to get in touch. Thank you all very much for listening, and I'll now pass you over to 𝗔𝗱𝗃𝗵𝗿 to talk about bespoke recruitment events and mini job fairs. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. Can everybody hear me okay? My name is Natasha. I'm an Employer Advisor, Employee Jobs and Benefits Office, and I'm just going to speak today about the recruitment event service that we can offer employers. Okay, so as Employer Advisors, we are responsible for sourcing vacancies and work experience program opportunities for work-ready and appropriately skilled claimants. One way of achieving this is by inviting employers and private recruitment agencies who have suitable vacancies for claimants to participate in many jobs fairs for recruitment events in the jobs and benefits offices. Now, due to COVID restrictions, we've had to adapt these events onto a virtual platform, but I'll speak more about that later. Okay, so we liaise with employers to ensure any claimants who attend are work ready and appropriately skilled. And we strive to ensure there is access to a wide range of vacancies for those looking for work. So as you can see in this slide, many jobs fairs and recruitment events are open to the public and are advertised via social media and through our local community organisation contacts in order to reach the economically inactive and career changers as well as universal credit claimants. Universal credit claimants are notified by their work coaches via appointments, which are done via telephone call at present, due to as the offices are now closed due to the COVID restrictions. They also can communicate via their Universal Credit Journal, and in addition to this, Job Seekers Allowance, Employment and Support Allowance, and Income Support claimants are notified by SMS text if appropriate. So on to the next slide. As Universal Credit is all about work and making work pay, inviting customers and private recruitment agencies into the local office on a regular basis has now become normal practice for us. By selecting work-ready and appropriately skilled claimants, we aim to build and maintain a good working relationship with local employers and private recruitment agencies. Work coaches would be responsible for helping to prepare claimants with up-to-date CVs if required, and provide interview tips and techniques to help get those claimants work ready. All right, so on to the next slide. Many jobs fair recruitment events can be held on any working weekday, and timing of the events is completely up to the employer. But usually we have it usually is a 2 to 4 hour period, and it's in and around lunchtime, so usually a morning or afternoon session. There's an option to double up events, and we work closely with the other employer advisors in the other jobs and benefits offices in the local region, but also throughout Northern Ireland as well. And in addition to that, we can do standalone events. It's really up to what the employer would like. Events can make use of the office facilities at no cost, and we offer our private recruitment events and computer access for applications, for any job applications as well. And we're happy to tailor the service to the individual needs of the employer. We can also accommodate individuals who have a disability or health condition by making reasonable adjustments for the event. Okay, so on to the next slide. We engage with employers and keep them fully informed throughout the planning stages, during the event, and following up with them after the event. During the planning stages of an event, employer advisors will make employers and private recruitment agencies aware that we'll be following up after the event to find out how recruitment has progressed and how many claimants have successfully secured work as a result of the event. We're always interested to find out how claimants have, how they get feedback on how our claimants have progressed with applying for jobs. Okay, so on to the next slide. An example of an office event we've organised is a Christmas Retail and Hospitality Jobs Fair, which took place in October 2019. And this was split across Foyle and 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃 Jobs and Benefits Office, with a morning 2-hour event in Foyle, followed by an afternoon 2-hour session in 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃. There were a wide range of part-time, full-time, temporary seasonal vacancies from a range of local employers, including the Everglades, Madeline, McDonald's, Tesco, DaVinci Hotel, the Maldron and the Millennium Forum. The event was organised to meet both employers' seasonal demands and also from feedback that we've received from work coaches, it was sought after occupations in retail and hospitality the claimants were looking for. Upskilling opportunities from local provision organisations such as Skills Northwest, Youth Action and Dare Youth and Community Workshop were also put into place prior to the event to ensure that claimants were work ready. So we had 196 that attended the event, and there was almost 100 vacancies, with 45 being filled as a result. 100% of attendees were satisfied with the event, and employers were impressed with welcome received, how well organised the event was, and the wide range of applicants they met on the day. Feedback included it was well organised with friendly staff, really warm welcome, well situated, wide range of clients for positions, and one of the companies remarked that the event was very successful for their company and that they would come back to future events. On to the next slide. Okay, so more recently, we're now in a position to offer a virtual recruitment event service, having acquired the necessary technology to allow us to continue to deliver our service to employers who are seeking to fill their vacancies. The virtual jobs fair moves interaction between potential candidates and employers into an online environment and allows employers to promote vacancies and speak to candidate attendees via text or video chat. So on to the next slide, please. The platform follows the physical jobs fair format where possible, just replacing the physical venue with a virtual environment. And there's no charge to employers who wish to participate, as there is no charge to employers who want to avail of any of our services. So on to the next slide. Okay, we recently held the very first of this type of Department for Communities event. We had 803 registrations with 554 attendees at the event. There was 15 employers who participated. We had 50 vacancies available altogether. There were 444 applications made, 1,745 chats, and 5,320 messages exchanged over a 4-hour period. We're currently gathering outcomes from the event. However, feedback from employers included that one employer mentioned that the virtual jobs fair went really well, it was different and a change for them, and it was well structured and organised. Another employer said that it was enjoyable and they thought it was a very good portal and was relatively easy to use. And another employer mentioned that it went really well, visitors seemed to really like it, as did I. So going forward, we hope to continue to provide a flexible, tailored, bespoke approach to recruitment events, catering to employers' individual needs. So I'll now pass you on to Karen, who's going to speak to you about work experience and the Job Start programme. Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha. I'm Karen Goodman, and I'm the Employer Advisor for the Waterside, Greater Waterside area based in 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 Jobs and Benefits. We've always offered our customers periods of work experience, but our programme has recently been enhanced to try and help people and businesses affected by the impact of the past year. Our Enhanced Work Experience programme launched on the 12th of April 2021. The programme is entirely voluntary and offers quality work experience placements to job-ready unemployed benefit claimants. The work experience programme is aimed at 18 to 64-year-olds and lasts between 2 and 8 weeks. Participants are in the workplace for 25 to 30 hours per week. An incentive payment of £10 per day is made to participants on top of their existing benefits, and the department will also cover any travel and childcare expenses. As employers, you will receive an incentive payment of £250 for each person you take on the work experience after the participant has completed at least 1 week on the programme. Work experience can have a hugely positive impact on people, and it recognises that employability skills are more readily obtained by active participation in a work setting with an employer or voluntary organisation. A period of work experience can break a vicious circle that many people find themselves in, where they can't get a job because of lack of experience, and they can't get experience because they can't find a job. It can also help people gain experience of going into a work environment and learn about the demands and etiquette involved in day-to-day work, learn new skills or update current skills to meet the needs of fast-moving modern workplaces, builds confidence, motivation and well-being, and enhances CVs and allows them to give examples at future job interviews. Both the participants and the employer are supported throughout the period by DfC staff. Another strand of the Work Experience programme is our Opportunity Guarantee, also launched on the 12th of April. Work Experience and Opportunity Guarantee both offer the same benefits a period of access participation in a work setting can bring. However, Opportunity Guarantee will build upon the Work Experience programme with enhanced features. The Opportunity Guarantee is for work-ready claimants aged 18 to 24 only. Again, 25 to 30 hours per week. This programme offers 13 weeks in placement and must be linked to a guarantee of at least an interview for a job or apprenticeship at the end. Again, participants will get £10 per day on top of existing benefits, Travel and childcare will also be covered. And you as employers will get £250 per participant after 1 week on placement, with an additional £250 payable to you at the end of the 13-week period. These opportunities can link to a job start opportunity if the employer takes the young person after the placement ends, and that leads me nicely to my next slide, please. The Job Start programme launched on the 2nd of April. It's a scheme for young people aged between 16 and 24 at risk of long-term unemployment, helping them get into the job market. Employers of all sizes can participate in the scheme and will receive 100% of the relevant national minimum wage for 25 hours of work per week, the associated employer national insurance contributions and employer minimum automatic enrolment contributions. In addition, £1,500 of funding will also be made available for each job opportunity for start-up costs to cover any support and training each young person may need. For example, health and safety training, construction skills register card, as well as helping pay for work uniforms, personal protective equipment, and any other setup costs approved by the department. Employers are free to offer additional hours, but will have to fund these hours themselves at the appropriate national minimum wage. All Job Start opportunities are placed on Job Centre online and accessed by applicants through their work coaches in the Jobs and Benefits offices. Job Start opportunities can be in any sector, including the voluntary and community sector, as long as the job is a new job. It is hoped that by the end of the Job Start period, especially if it has been preceded by a work experience opportunity or the opportunity guarantee, the employer will keep the young person in employment. But if not, they will have gained valuable experience to enhance their CVs, gained a work-based reference and examples to use in future interviews, as well as allowing them to break the can't get a job without experience, can't get experience without a job cycle. Please see contact information for the Job Start team, or you can contact your local employer advisor. Thank you so much for listening. I'm now going to pass you to my colleague Sinead, who will advise on employer disability support. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sinead. I'm the Employer Advisor in Strabane, and today I'm going to talk about the benefits of employing someone with a disability and the support that's available for both the employers and the employees. Our department, the Department of Communities, works closely with the disability sector and the Equality Commission in order to help disabled people find and retain work and to support employers. And our Minister, 𝗔𝗱𝗃𝗏, is committed to ensuring equality in employment for all. So the benefits of employing someone with a disability, I just wanted to highlight some of those. First of all, as I'm sure you are aware, there's a lot of myths around this. So first of all, it would make good business sense to an employer, as it can help with recruitment difficulties by widening the pool of potential candidates. It also can bring, a disabled person could also bring many valuable skills and experience to the workforce, and it means that you're increasing diversity, reflecting your local community, and that in turn will bring a better understanding of your customers and clients. Employing someone with a disability can improve staff morale, which in turn will have a positive contribution on the output in your business, and as a result of this, will have financial benefits to your business. There's a corporate responsibility on employers and its best practice. And finally, there's a lot of support available, which can be accessed through the Equality Commission, the disability sector, and our department for advice and guidance. And there's financial support available when employing someone with a disability. We, as a department, offer a range of specialist employment programs, and the first one I'm going to talk about is access to work. This can be used when recruiting someone with a disability. It provides practical support such as specialised equipment, communication support, and travel to work support. And one example of when this program was used recently to benefit an employer was when one of their employees had a motorcycle accident, which resulted in brain trauma and left him with back and neck pain. And this program was used to provide an OT assessment for the employer, who recommended a suitable chair, and the Access to Work program was able to help cover the cost of this for the employer. As Karen had mentioned earlier, the work experience placement program, if a participant in that program is having difficulties as a result of their disability, they are also able to use this program. The employer would also be able to use this program to help support them within their placement. So if anyone would like any further information on this program, you can contact 𝗟𝗺𝗃𝗁𝗍. She's our local contact and our access to work advisor around this area. And that's her email address there, or alternatively, you can contact the Health and Work Support Coordination Team on that above email address. The second program, if you move on to the next slide, Barbara, is our Workable Program. This program provides a flexible range of long-term support to help people with disabilities who have a lot of barriers to finding work. The Workable Program tailors support to the individual, and the support can include things like a job coach to assist the disabled worker, advice on reasonable adjustments or adaptations, developmental costs to the employer, and extra training and disability awareness training. One example of how the Workable Program was used to benefit the employer was when an employee within a large retail company with a mild learning disability needed additional support to carry out the tasks. Through the program, they were able to offer the company personal mentoring and £75 per week paid for 6 months to help with this. And the Workable Program, the next slide please, Barbara. The Workable Program is delivered by 3 providers who have extensive experience of meeting the vocational needs of people with disabilities. And they are the 3 organisations: Disability Action, Supported Employment Solutions, and Ulster Supported Employment. And that's their contact details also. And the final program I'm going to discuss today is the Condition Management Program. And this program can help employees manage their health condition if there's a possibility that they may leave your work. It's a free program that employees can access for up to 12 sessions with a small team of healthcare professionals, including cognitive behavioural therapists, physiotherapists, OTs, and exercise professionals. These professionals help employees manage the following conditions: things like arthritis, back and neck problems, fatigue, depression and stress, and any heart and circulatory and respiratory disorders. And they would offer advice, education and support on how to deal with these, relaxation techniques to help with stress, and helping employees to develop a healthier lifestyle to ensure that they're able to stay in their current employment. Next slide, please, Barbara. Yeah, this is the contact number below if you'd like any other further information on the Condition Management Program. The office is in Derry and it covers the 𝗟𝗻𝗏𝗏, 𝗟𝗏𝗃 and Derry area. Or alternatively, you can also contact myself or any of the other EAs if you'd like further information. And we can signpost you to the relevant team and organisation if you need any further guidance on supporting an employee with a disability. Thank you. And now I'll pass you on to Andrew Bell from our Strategic Employer Branch. Thanks.
Thanks very much, Sinead. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Andrew Bell and I work as a client executive within the Strategic Employment Service. Delighted to be here today to give you an overview of what our branch can offer. Next slide, please. So what we offer a gateway for larger public sector employers to access and understand the employability provision by way of a dedicated client executive. We operate on a sectoral-based approach and we provide a single point of contact for employers. Currently, we're supporting over 250 employers. There are 4 dedicated client executives who support the following sectors. We have a client executive who supports health and social care, a client executive who supports the retail and transport and logistics sector, a client executive who supports hospitality and tourism in the wider public sector, and myself who covers the manufacturing and agri-food and also the construction sector. So similar to what you've heard from my colleagues, we provide employers with advice and we look to deliver tailored packages based on your individual needs. We want to support employers with their recruitment and retention needs, and we aim to foster value-added relationships, ultimately working to secure social value commitments. In terms of some of the examples that we've delivered in the last 12 months, we've worked with a large retail group to support the recruitment of 80 vacancies. This involved managing application numbers and a sifting of applications. On the employer's behalf, we've scheduled interviews and secured an interview venue. And on the day of the interviews, the DfC staff have ensured adherence to the current social distancing requirements. We also work with sectoral bodies, most recently the Northern Ireland Social Care Council, promoting the care sector by way of a stakeholder forum. We've just delivered a major province-wide virtual jobs fair and regional Meet the Employer events. We work closely with InvestNI and their clients on delivering bespoke packages to assist employers with their recruitment needs, incorporating the department's labour market provision. And we continue to work with councils and their working committees to promote the department's wider employability offering. We act as your gateway into DfC provision and services. We link you to the provision of other government departments and that of our partner organisations. And we work with those partner organisations to ensure that your opportunities are widely promoted to job seekers. Next slide, please. So you heard me mention social value on the previous slide. We really want to secure employer commitments to social value for those with barriers to work. We want to work at scale with employers to source those opportunities as part of corporate social responsibility. And we really want to enter into an agreement with employers as a signal of a joint commitment that will work in partnership. Any such agreement would be bespoke to your own employer situation and tailored to your distinct business and particular priorities for the opportunities that you want to offer. The agreements would be for a fixed period, which would be reviewed in agreement with yourselves. We're aiming to work with strategic employers to bring job seekers with identified barriers closer to and into employment. And employers can do that through offering corporate social value by participating in some of the schemes that you've heard from my colleagues. You can do that by providing work experience or job shadowing opportunities, participating in Job Start, DfC's new program, by offering mock interviews for job seekers, providing job shadowing opportunities or guaranteed interview schemes, or potentially even ring fencing a portion of your vacancies for those with disabilities or ex-offenders. We're keen to enter into a discussion with any employer that would be interested in learning more, or even those who have their own initiatives or suggestions on how they could deliver corporate social value and would appreciate support from a client executive and a department. Next slide, please. So in terms of further information and next steps, the profile document that you can see there and the employer self-referral form, it will be shared with you all. And I'd be grateful for anyone who's interested if they could complete and return. And a client executive will be in touch to discuss your needs and connect you with the necessary partners. Thanks very much. It's been great to get an opportunity to talk to you all. And I'm happy to pass you on to 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, and she's going to tell us about universal credit and what that means for you as employers.
Hello, can you hear me, Barbara?
Yep, I can hear you, Teresa. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. I work in Employer Jobs and Benefits and deal with the public to call into the front office for advice or guidance. I'm responsible for updating staff on any guidance changes that are introduced in Northern Ireland, which could affect our claimants and stakeholders. Universal credit was introduced to the Ford area in 2018 with the incentive of making work pay. It replaced 6 legacy benefits for new claimants, job seekers, income support, employment and support allowance, working tax credit, child tax credits, and housing benefit. Anyone requiring a fresh claim to any one of these benefits will now need to claim universal credit instead. Universal credit is completely different to these legacy benefits. For an employer, universal credit offers you a more flexible workforce that isn't restricted to a set number of hours. This differs significantly from legacy benefits, as anyone on job seekers can only work under 16 hours and earn £5 per week. Tax credit claimants need between 16 and 30 hours per week to qualify, whereas universal credit claimants can work any amount of hours they want, as entitlement is based on net wage and not hours worked. Existing employees can increase their hours during busy periods, and this will be reflected in their benefit entitlement. If an employee earns above the benefit entitlement, their claim to universal credit will remain open for up to 6 months instead, in case their hours ever decrease, therefore saving them having to start from scratch with a fresh claim, which was the process under legacy benefits. Therefore, this makes short-term bursts of work more attractive to an employee. Universal credit works off a taper system. For every £1 earned, your employee can keep 37p before it affects their benefit entitlement. If you are a lone parent or fall into a health regime, universal credit also has a work allowance, which allows each employee to earn between £293 and £515 per assessment period, which is a 1-month period, before this taper is applied. Legacy benefits does not offer this incentive or the taper. Universal credit works in conjunction with HMRC using the real-time information system, which cuts out a lot of the red tape and paperwork of legacy benefits. It is imperative for you as an employer to be timely in reporting an employee's wage to HMRC, as any delays in reporting could have an impact on an employee's benefit entitlement. Universal credit provides support to your employees to help meet their eligible childcare costs, enabling claimants to take up work or increase their hours if required. These fees are paid upfront by the employee, which are then reimbursed when the employee notifies universal credit. Universal credit is a digital system, therefore each claimant must have an online account. There is no paperwork involved in universal credit. All correspondence is either through an online journal or by phone. Job adverts are relayed to every claimant via their online account immediately, and each claimant is required to upload a copy of their CV so the staff can job match if required. Everyone on universal credit is also eligible for all programs that the department has to offer, like the Work Experience Programme or the Job Start Programme, as previously highlighted by Karen, as well as access to local employability training programs within the community and voluntary sector to get them job ready. Thanks very much for your time. I'll hand you over now to Barbara Gibson from the Eures Cross Border Partnership.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Barbara Gibson and I'm one of the Eures advisors in the Eures Cross Border Partnership. I would like to give you an overview of the help and support the partnership can offer to employers, workers, job seekers in the cross-border area. And I can't do my own slides. Okay. Our partnership covers the whole of Northern Ireland region and the border counties of the Republic of Ireland. We have Eures advisors specifically trained in European cross-border affairs and a full-time coordinator to organise the day-to-day activity of the partnership. Advisors can help you with any cross-border queries you may have. Their contact details are on the Eures Cross-Border website at www.eurescrossborder.eu and at the end of this presentation. Our partnership is made up of the Public Employment Service in both jurisdictions, trade union organisations from the north and south, and Chamber of Commerce and employer bodies, and the work is carried out by our advisor network. As I've already mentioned, the Eures Cross-Border Partnership supports cross-border workers, job seekers and employers in the Northern Ireland border region. For job seekers and workers, we provide information on job opportunities, working conditions, training opportunities and tax and welfare conditions. For employers, we provide information on the supply and demand of labour that exists and supports recruitment across the border. Some of the common queries that can arise can be currency, as currency is an issue with sterling in the Northern Ireland and euros in the Republic. This can give a pay rise one week and a pay cut over the next week depending on fluctuations. We can signpost to organisations regarding taxation. With benefits, welfare benefits, child benefits and secondary benefits can be an issue, as sometimes they can be more beneficial in one jurisdiction. Healthcare There are also issues regarding healthcare treatment, with this being free in Northern Ireland via the NHS, though cross-border workers can benefit from this. Qualification recognition. There are 2 qualification systems on the island, which can be confusing for employers and others who are not so acquainted with these. More recently, we've been involved in the EU settlement scheme, where we can signpost EU citizens living in the UK by 31st of December 2020 are eligible to apply to the EU settlement and have until the 30th of June 2021 to make an application. Also, we have the Frontier Workers Scheme. Frontier workers are people who work in one country but live in another. EEA citizens living outside the UK need to apply for permission to continue to work in the UK. This scheme allows EEA citizens to obtain that permission. The scheme opened on the 10th of December 2020. Irish citizens do not need a permit, but they can apply if they wish. But further information on both these schemes can be found on the www.gov.uk website. More recently, we've had COVID-related issues, for example, benefits in relation to furlough in Northern Ireland and the pandemic unemployment payment in the south of Ireland. Our aims and objectives are to assist the cross-border worker, job seeker and employer in the border regions. We assist employers by helping them fill vacancies from their own jurisdictions and with staff from across the border. And we help job seekers widen their search for employment, especially in looking across border, which they may not have previously considered. We run a variety of events, cross-border events, which are currently being organised virtually, employer incentive events, employer awareness events, English for employability, cross-border query support, employer signposting, and the reciprocal process for promoting vacancies across the border. Vacancies advertised on one side of the border can be raised, highlighted and promoted on the other side of the border using our agreed reciprocal process. As mentioned before, we cover the whole of Northern Ireland in the border counties of the Republic of Ireland, Louth, Monaghan, Cavan, Leitrim, Sligo and Donegal. We also have a one-stop shop website which covers all the work we do and supports we offer. This can be found at www.eurescrossborder.eu. This site contains information that the cross-border job seeker, employer or worker would need, or will have a link to those who can help. As well as having detailed information and answers to queries, it also has links to the job sites in the Republic of Ireland, which is www.jobsireland.ie, and in Northern Ireland, www.jobcenteronline.com. A range of materials available on the website, which can be printed or looked at electronically, and they include our mobility pack, leaflets and brochures. As mentioned, we can be contacted on the Eures Cross Border Partnership on our website, and we're also available on social media presence if you want to follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And Eures advisors are actually on the website as well. Okay, thank you. I'll pass you back to Tara.
Hello, everyone. And I would like to say a huge thank you to all our 7 speakers today for taking the time out of their busy schedules to join us today. I think the session has definitely given us all food for thought on how we can perhaps, you know, in terms of the fantastic support available, in terms of taking on new staff and training and options for cross-border workers. So it's been fantastic. So thank you very much for that. I am just checking in terms of questions, and we have a wee bit of time here. So I am just going to put a couple of questions to our members of the team, if that's okay. The first question I got in here is directed at Matthew. Matthew, could you tell me how long does it take to put a vacancy onto the system?
Yeah, so like I said before, we've a dedicated team of guys who'll process these. So they obviously work Monday to Friday office hours. Our deadlines say that we'll have them processed within 48 hours, but to be honest with you, it's normally a lot quicker than that. So once an employer puts it on, we can have it processed within a day or two very easily.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. And I've got a wee question here for Natasha. Natasha, could you let us know, questions come in here, how long does it take to organise a recruitment event or perhaps a mini jobs fair?
Well, the answer would be that we would ask the employers to give us as much time as possible, especially for a mini jobs fair. We would normally be planning an event like that about 3 months in advance. So we would be in the planning stages of that for about 3 months in advance. For individual bespoke recruitment events, we would ask that employers allow us at least 2 weeks so that we can promote the event effectively for them.
Yep.
That's it.
Great. And I have one here for Karen. Karen, could you let me know, someone has asked, how many people can they take on a work experience placement at any one time?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tara. 10% of your workforce is the answer. So if you are a small business and you've got, say, 8 employees, that would allow you 1 person on work experience or opportunity guarantee at any one time. However, if you have 12 or 15 employees, that would allow you 2, and so on, up until a maximum of 25 people on placement at any one time.
Right. That's brilliant. Karen, thank you for that.
Thank you.
And we've one final question here, and it is directed at Sinead. Sinead, can you let us know how long can support be provided through Access to Work and Workable?
I suppose it's like an individual. It'll depend on the individual. I know Access to Work would run. It can run for 3 years initially. It's reviewed every year, but it can be renewed then after the 3 years. It's just that an application has to be made, so it can roll on if support's required. The Workable Program, again, that could be short or long-term support, just depending on the individual, as it's tailored to the individual, and it's reviewed regularly also. So it just, again, will depend on the support needed and required. So hopefully that answers the question, but if they need any extra information, they have our details. If they need anything else, they can contact me and I can look into it further for them. Okay.
That's brilliant. That's great. And indeed, if there is any additional questions that maybe anyone listening there thinks about after the event today, they can contact the employer advisors directly there with the details on the screen, or indeed even feed them through to myself at tara.nicholas@𝗟𝗍𝗃.com, and I will make sure the relevant person gets them. So all that remains to be said, really, we can go ahead and close the event. And thank you again to our speakers, and thank you to our audience for attending today, also for taking part in our Enterprise Week. We greatly appreciate it. And I wish you well in all your plans in achieving your business growth. So all that remains to be said is that thank you again, and I hope you have a lovely weekend.